Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out Entitled Parents. Story 1. My mother lied about having chemo whilst my girlfriend is currently undergoing chemotherapy. I'm 24F. My mother has lied or exaggerated physical and mental illnesses in the past, and I believe it to be some kind of welfare scheme. It seems like every month or so she has a new deadly disease and plays it out for sympathy. Then it will miraculously disappear and she will never mention it again until another disease takes its place. She has also done other things like taking a loan in my name and hiding my mail from me to cover it up, and she used to occasionally give me her own prescribed anxiety drugs to help me calm down when I was going through a depressive state as a teen. They were very strong and would send me to sleep quite quickly. There are other things too, but we don't have all day. So all of this has created a distance in our relationship. However, I never called her out on her bullshit because she would play the victim and guilt trip me and try and turn the rest of my family against me. So it seemed easier just to play pretend and keep a distance. Well, this was the final straw. My GF was diagnosed with cancer and has been receiving treatment for around 2 months now. It's been shit tbh. Now out of the blue, my mother must have felt like the spotlight wasn't on her, and now has lupus. She told my older brother that she needs to have chemo tablets to cure it. Today I called her out on this and said that I felt very disrespected that she would lie about this considering what my GF is going through. She stated that what she said to my brothers was taken out of context and she meant that there's a similar drug, in a very low dose, in the medication she needs to take and what's in chemo. Even though her exact wording was, I need to go on chemo tablets, but yet okay. She also said she felt hurt that we were gossiping about this amongst ourselves and that she never told me directly anyway, so why should I be hurt by it? She then proceeded to tell me that I have destroyed her and that she is in tears for even bringing this up. I replied, I don't care. I'm tired of this and stated that our relationship is now beyond mending. Officially done. P.S. My older brother seems to be on my side and has shown support. My younger brother seems to play into her bullshit a lot and would rather not get involved in the drama. He sees me calling her out as a hassle because now he has to deal with her crying and blowing up his phone. Not my problem though. My parents are divorced, so I don't think my dad knows. My dad's a good guy though, so I'm happy to still have him around. Story 2. Mom threatened to deport an innocent Indian family when I came home with less money. Hi all, this story is a bit of an old one, so all the details are there, so I'll keep it short. I think I was about 12 at the time, give or take a little, and was getting pretty good at cleaning. Looking to earn some extra money to eat more food from the school cafeteria, I talked to some neighbors I've spoken to before about cleaning and they agreed. I was so happy to have my first customers. I cleaned for a while. They helped teach my young mind that yes, you need to remember to look above your head for things you can't see to clean. Little but important things like that. They were sweet, and so was their young son, who would chat with me briefly sometimes. I remember he was super shy. One day I had to cancel, I don't remember why, but I promised them a discount because of the last-minute inconvenience. I was trying to keep good business relations, that much I knew when I was young. When I got home, my mom asked how much I made, and I showed her proudly. She didn't even give me a chance to say anything about why I had less money than normal before rushing over to their apartment, and she was gone for a while. I did what I was told and stayed home. When she came back, she flipped at me for not telling her that I gave the discount. She wasn't my boss, I set my prices and I told her why I gave the discount. She just ran off. Still, she scolded me and grounded me, yelling that I should have said something before she left because she threatened to report them to child labor services and have them deported to their own country, and now she's embarrassed. I felt so ashamed and embarrassed, and when I saw the mother again, she was scared of me and didn't want me to talk to her. Wanting to at least try to clear something up, I explained that my mom acted on her own, deeply apologized, then respected her and her family's space and never spoke to them again. I never offered anything to any neighbor since then. They moved shortly after. I hope they're doing okay. */ slightly edited for grammar. Thanks for reading. Story 3. Didn't want to talk to my dad, so I guess I smoke crack now. My dad hadn't heard from me in a month, and after meeting up with him, accused me of smoking crack and taking narcotics. It had been about a month since I had spoken with my dad and stepmom. They had some vacations, and I had a lot on my plate. I'm self-employed, so my professional life is an endless landscape of problem-solving and adaptation. I was also getting some health stuff resolved, which came with the recommendation of lightening my physical work, which led me to begin the search for a better suited career. So, a lot has happened. The accusation is so left field. Never. Not a thought, not even a possibility in the slightest. I do not have substance abuse problems. He said someone told him they saw me smoking crack. He refused to tell me who, simply stating when I don't hear from I don't know what to expect. I responded best I could. Sunday sanity, a soft reminder that parents are not entitled to their communication with you. Communication is a privilege built on trust. This here was emotional abuse. Whether it was a rouse to force communication, or a way to absolutely belittle Mathies is not healthy. Story 4. And this year's Dad of the Year award goes to the surprise of some, here I am, back again. Unfortunately, something went down today that absolutely blows my mind, and I simply needed to share with the rest of the class. So today, like most weekdays, I went to the gym. In said gym are locker rooms, where one can shower and change after getting all sweaty lifting heavy things up just to put them back down again. I'd just finished the dry portion of my workout and went down to the locker room. As a rule, I try and avoid spending time in the locker room. There's a whole bunch of nope in there. Just get in, do what I need to do, and beat feet. Today I unfortunately ran into one of the most blithely ignorant humans I have ever encountered. And who I presume is his son, who is nonverbal. I'm unsure if nonverbal is the right word to use. He could make noise, just not words. I managed to get the holy grail of lockers today, and I was inordinately pleased to have it. It was number 069 for those curious. Yes. I am aware I am an overgrown child. No, I refuse to apologize for this. So, I'd just come down to the locker room as a sweaty and stinky mess, just trying to grab my bathing suit so I could change and do cardio in the pool. Unfortunately for my intentions, there was a man who was about my age, mid-30s, trying to cajole his son, 8-year-old male, away from my locker. His son, however, had no intentions of going anywhere and started to do that one blood-curdling screech unique to nonverbal children when they're upset. I'm a little puzzled why there's an enraged child trying to open my locker while this guy stands there watching, so I wait for the man to disengage the kid from my locker and then warily approach and open it. Dude just goes, "Oh, thank God. I was afraid we wouldn't have this locker." He gets really upset when we don't get the locker he likes. Now, if I didn't already have all my stuff in that locker and wasn't trying to get into the pool before my heart rate went down, I probably would have obliged him, but as things were, I wasn't having it. "Sorry man, I kinda just need to change and get to the pool," I replied and proceeded to get out of the sweaty clothes, don the bathing suit and grab the stuff I need for the pool before shutting, locking, and scrambling the lockers at my gym. Use a 4-digit combination style lock, before bravely running away to swim 500 and then soak for a bit. Perhaps 20 to 25 minutes later I'm all done with my swim and feel rather noodly, as one does after a good swim, and I come back into the locker room where there's a familiar looking boy trying different combinations trying to get my locker. Only there's no adult present. Just the kid in the entire aisle of lockers, making frustrated sounds every time the combination doesn't work. I'm angry on this kid's behalf, and honestly astonished that the guy thought this was the heads-up play. I'm also acutely aware of the consequences of even touching this kid and something going wrong, so I promptly decided to pass that buck right along. So I called the front desk on the "oh shit I forgot my combination" phone and explained the situation, and they promised a staff member would come right over. Male staff member comes in, I see him and flag him down and indicate the kid still valiantly attempting to brute force the lock to my locker open. Staff member attempts to get the kid's attention, no sauce. Staff member then tries to pick the kid up, and promptly gets his eardrums blown out by the kid's shriek. Staff member promptly puts the kid back on the ground and withdraws. He promises help is on the way. Kid goes right back to trying different combinations. My gym is rather fancy, it includes not only a regular daycare, but a special needs daycare. Said special needs daycare staffer was actually concerned when the kid wasn't dropped off, and wound up heading down to the locker room to retrieve the kid. So the first guy comes in and asks that everyone be aware a female staff member was entering the locker room, and this poor woman comes in staring at the floor. The first guy guides her over to the kid, and then she brings out her secret weapon. Some kind of fidget toy. After a minute the woman gets his attention and shows him the toy. The kid promptly takes the toy from the woman and makes not a peep when the woman scoops him up and carries him out. Meanwhile I'm still standing there dripping wet like, what just happened? First guy has to unlock my locker for me because the kid's attempts to get the lock open had scrambled whatever I'd put in the first place, and then he asks me to come talk to the staff after I shower. I do, and am brought into a manager's office so I can relate what exactly happened. Midway through my story a woman about bursts into the manager's office frantically demanding to know where her son is. Manager calms the woman down enough to listen and asks her to take a seat, and her son will be brought right down. Then the manager grabs the phone to call someone and asks that the boy be brought to his mother in the manager's office. The mother begins to stress vomit words out, they weren't precisely coherent but from what I could piece together. Father dipped out on mother and son after it was found their son had special needs and was likely never to speak. Wanted nothing to do with the kid. Time passes and eventually the father reaches out feeling guilty apparently, starts taking the kid on a weekday for the day now and again. Mother actually gave the father money to take the kid to a petting zoo today. Next thing she knows, this gym is calling her saying they found her son all alone in a locker room and are having trouble locating the father, and she's listed as an emergency contact. The whole time this is playing out, I'm just sitting here like I just want to go home. Then the staff member from before enters the office with the kid, who is promptly reunited with his mom. The mother is overjoyed. I think the kid was happy too, it's kinda hard to tell. Staff member retreats, and I think for the love of God take me with you at her, but to no avail. It was at this moment that a trainer who looks exactly like Ivan Drago is escorting the father into the office, looking at this dude like he's scum. That's when the shouting started. How could you be so irresponsible? He's your son. He was fine. Perfectly happy to stand there and try and open that asshole's locker. Pointing at me. So you left him alone in the locker room. I needed to work out. None of this was my idea anyway. What difference does it make if we didn't go to that stupid petting zoo? It's all the same to a R-word like him. After a solid minute of shouting by both parties, the kid starts to screech and both parents are going at it hammer and tongs. I catch the manager's eye and tip my head towards the door. She rolls her eyes but gives me the nod. I wasted no time fleeing the scene. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.